to our viewers in Japan. This is Grif from the Quire Boys. I play guitar.
Hi, this is Rudy from the Quire Boys, the drummer, and we're just real happy to be here in Japan.
Hi, this is Chris. I'm the piano player in the Quire Boys. Well, we've been going for about 4 or 5 years, basically, and one of the reasons that there haven't really been any rock bands coming out of England for quite a time is that the record companies just didn't want to sign them for quite a long time. We actually headlined Dominion, which is one of the biggest venues in central London, before we got a record deal. Now record companies coming over from America to see us, and no one was interested. There've always been good bands in England, but I think they haven't really had the support from the record companies.
Yeah, a lot of them used to split up before anything happened, because they'd be like playing the clubs for years and like they'd be getting big crowds, but record companies just wouldn't take a risk on a
yeah, people
rock
got
band,
I think, started getting real concerned with the American corporate kind of like heavy metal, heavy rock kind of bands, you know, and just all those bands that they just look the same, they sound the same, they wear the same clothes, they play the same songs written by the same people, and it just, but they make a lot of money, you know, and I think people were more interested in that, you know, and it's about time that they started letting, you know, at least the bands in England, they sound different, you know, they look different, you know. I mean, that's why I'm playing in a British band, because in America, man, everything's the same. I don't know, maybe it's different in America. I mean, in America, a lot of the bands are just like, they're real technical, you know, and there's always like some virtuoso guitar player or some drummer or somebody's doing something. And I think in England, people were more or less playing their instruments because they wanted to play songs and play that kind of music, you know. And that's, in America, I just got a little tired of like another band coming out with like a great guitar player or something, you know. Or somebody like that.
Extent where they've got to have 7 strings on the guitar.
Yeah, yeah, you know, so it's just like, I think,
six.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I think it's a, you know, just,
You know, a lot of people, you know, compare you guys with the, you know, 70s rock and roll bands like the Faces or...
Well, there's an element of that. I mean, it's sort of good time music. It's the music that Spike grew up on, that the mean guy was used to listen to, that, and it is the early 70s stuff. And one of the reasons that the band was formed was that no one was playing that type of music.
Oh, that's right.
No one was playing it at all. Spike always says that. He says no one was playing it at all, and we thought, oh, well, let's have a go, because that's the type of music that we love. You know, and it's quite flattering to be compared to bands like that.
Spike always says that, you know, the singer, he goes that this is just entertainment, you know. We just, you know, if people can watch the show and go away, say that they had a good time, you know, because we're certainly having a good time when we're doing it, then that's what it's all about, you know. I mean, he always says that, and he's really right.
And rock and roll used to be like that.
It did. I remember in the early 70s, which was the time we're sort of talking about, it was always on top of the pops. Rock and roll was on top of the pops in England. It's in the charts, and there's no distinction between like pop music and rock music.
Plus, in the 70s, people weren't afraid to try different sort of styles. I mean, there's nothing completely different on the album, but all the songs are, you know, there's a lot of different styles covered on the album. Whereas nowadays, everything has to be formularized, you know.
You know, a lot of bands wouldn't dare say put a bit of country and western in, or a bit of soul in, which was like what that type of music was then. It's like basic rock and roll, but then they take bits of, you know, blues and soul and country and western music, which is what is on the album. It's basic rock and roll.
For the Devil. Who would have ever thought that like a band like the Stones would do like that kind of thing, you know? Conga drums and like all kinds of stuff, you know?
With
it's great. Yeah.
We're Quire Boys, and this is Music Box Raw Power.